This is the plaintiff, William Hawks. He says he brought his 1996 BMW convertible into the defendant's shop to have the rear plastic window replaced, and the guy did a shoddy job. The thing leaked rain and snow into his car. His interior needed a deep cleaning. The defendant refuses to do anything about it, so off to court he goes. He's suing for $678.71. The amount he's owed. This is the defendant, James Zabata. He says the plaintiff's ragtop was in deplorable condition and also needed a new zipper to go along with the new window they were replacing. When he told the hot-headed guy there'd be an additional charge for the added work, the guy flipped out and now wants a refund? Ha! He's accused of wigging out a window customer.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Be seated. Come to order, please. I wasn't sure if you sat. Litigant Simmons for you.
Thank you, Douglas. William Holtz, you are suing Phoenix Interiors, represented here by James Zabata. You are the owner, correct?
Correct.
For $678.31 that you want him to repay you because you'd hired him to do a job and in the end he didn't do the job, according to you.
Exactly.
All right, tell me what's going on.
Okay, back in November 16th of 2011, my 1996 BMW 325i convertible needed a rear window replaced because, as you know, the plastic, it's made out of plastic, and it was deteriorated. I couldn't see through it anymore.
Gets foggy.
Right, it was foggy, right. So I wanted it replaced. So this is not exactly the person I was dealing with either. It was James. I think it's his son, but I'm not sure. But anyway, so I was quoted $500 to do the job.
Okay.
And he wanted $250 down. So I gave him cash.
Okay. Do you have any paperwork from the transaction?
Yeah, I have a receipt on that.
May I see it?
So anyway, he said, okay, I have to order the window. You have to give me a couple of days. So I gave him a couple of days. I gave him more like 10 days. And I called his shop. He said he didn't get the window yet or whatever. Or he's having a problem. The window had to come from California. I don't know why California, but anyway, I gave him time. I was very patient. I was calling him every 10 days for 3.5 months.
Why don't you just take your car and then when the window comes, it comes?
Well, because I gave him, he said there would only be a few days to get the window.
No, I know, but when it's obvious that it's not a few days, why do you wait all those months? I only bring this up because you are suing for the insurance you paid on the car from November 16th to March 5th.
Right.
Remember, December, January, February, March, 4 months, but it's your choice to not pick it up and bring it back when the window's there.
Well, he kept assuring me every 10 or 15 days that I called that the window's on its way. Okay. So I was trying to be very patient with him. I didn't want to get on his back and jump all over him. Do me a favor, show this to this gentleman right here.
Thank you.
So
is that, just a moment, is that a receipt from your business?
I'd like to see it. It's been so long that we did it. Yes, it is a receipt from my
What's it for?
So the BMW window, yes.
Are you selling him a 1996 BMW for $500?
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Right, because nothing is written on there, is
Right,
it, about
exactly.
the window or the repair or how it's going to be done or when it's going to be done or anything else,
Correct,
right?
correct.
Okay, who wrote that receipt? Your son?
My son.
Okay, go ahead.
okay, so
Yeah, you
anyway,
know
I was very patient
Pardon?
about.
Yeah, my son.
Yeah. How old's your son?
31.
A grown up. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I was very patient about getting the window done. So I called him like every 10 days, and after that, every 15 days. So finally, it came to around early February, and I drove past, and I saw the rear window was taken off the car, taken out. It was cut out of the canvas. So I called him up, and I said, you got the window yet? And he said, I'm very busy right now. I can't talk to you. So I called him back. And at that date, what I believe was March 4th or March 5th of 2012, and he said, come to the shop right away. So he's trying to tell me that he can't put the window in because the top is falling apart. All the seams are coming out of the top. So I said, well, what does the top have
Where's
to-
your son if he's the one who was doing all the dealing with
Right.
him? Where's your son today?
At the shop working.
Why don't you stay at the shop since you don't know anything and he
Oh,
comes?
I know everything because this is the story. It's
Okay,
not what
are you
happened.
though the person who had dealt with him?
I dealt with him.
Not your son.
Originally, my son took a deposit from him, but then I wasn't there when he came originally. But then
Okay.
I dealt with him all afterward.
What went wrong?
The top failed. This was the first time that happened. We have done plenty of these.
Mm-hmm.
And we get the window in a day or two, not months.
Right.
So
Well,
that-
why was it November and did things not hit the fan in March?
I don't know where this whole story came
Well,
from.
I'm telling you where it
That's
came from
his-
because this is a receipt from your place that
Right,
says
oh, that's when
November.
we ordered it.
So when is it that the window got in? Because you're the businessman.
2 days
Show me-
later. 2
Can I
days.
see your paperwork to prove the window got in 2
I
days
have
later?
no paperwork. This happened over 2 years ago. Why would I keep that paperwork after 2 years?
Well, I don't know, because the IRS requires you to keep records of the money that the income that your business
What
takes
income?
for a
I
good
made no
7
money
years.
on it at all. I had no income on this job. What happened was,
I guess you
he
could say that
came
about
in-
every one of your receipts then?
You want to tell you what happened?
I do. I'm dying to know.
He came in, left his car there. The window comes in. We go to zipper the new window into his top. The zipper just fell off. The stitching was.
Maybe you guys weren't gentle. I don't know. Who was doing that
No,
work?
we do them. I do them. I'm the only one that zippers them in.
Okay.
I call him, tell him I cannot put it in. What I can do is, if you want, we could take the top off and sew it in. It's 9 hours of labor to take the top off and put it back on again.
All right.
So how
He
much?
doesn't want to pay that.
Right. Put your hand.
He didn't want to hear that ranting and raving and carrying on like a, you wouldn't believe what we went. He threatened my son.
Okay.
And he ranted and raved, and the guy is crazy. He called every 10 days. It was every day, 3 or 4 times a day calling, making us crazy.
Okay.
I mean, he's crazy. I'm telling you, he's so crazy. He got locked up for punching a woman over a $3.50 ice cream cone.
What?
No, this
Yeah.
is off the books. Okay, this
I'm
is.
saying he's just crazy.
No, now
books.
you're trying to-
The guy's nuts. I'm just
Yeah, I'm
Wait,
telling
wait,
you.
wait, wait, back it up. What are you talking about?
Yeah, wait a minute.
Wait, what are you
this
talking
is shot
about?
below the belt right now.
He's
'cause
so-
that case is coming in here too.
He's crazy. I mean, he just literally, I finally said,
What's he talking about?
I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
What are you
I'll tell you, want to see what it's about?
Yeah.
It just made us nuts. We were scared.
No, you're making
We were afraid
me
of him.
nuts because you got about 3 or 4 lies right now that I can show right on the photograph.
Hold on one sec.
That case will probably come in front of you too in a few
No,
weeks.
it's not going to come in front of me. I'm going to see to that, but just wait,
Okay.
okay? Because first of all, it's a criminal case. Let's start with that.
Yeah.
And that doesn't come in front of me because I'm a small claims judge here.
Okay.
Okay. But according to the article, you ordered an ice cream cone, gave her
Right.
an expired
Right.
coupon. She wanted you to pay the $3.50, and you punched her repeatedly in the face?
No. There's a story in between that the 2 Korean people came into my car. Okay, they stole my handicap permit hanging off the mirror. They stole a $2,800 watch off my arm. Okay, and
And yet the police
$300
charge you with robbery and resisting
Yeah,
arrest.
right. Yeah,
because
right.
they say they couldn't
Yeah,
handcuff you.
I'm gonna probably might be have to take that.
Is there a criminal case pending?
Yes.
Do you have pictures of the car?
Oh yeah. I got him about 3 lies right now.
Where is the window?
Yeah. That's what I'd like to know.
Wait, I'm sorry?
I gave it to him.
He says he gave you the window.
He didn't give
True
me
or
no
not
window.
true?
I went out of there
Can
with,
you prove that?
with 4 buckets of water in
Did
the
you
back
ever
seat.
talk to him, or did you ever talk to him? And
No, I never even saw this client in my life.
it was a son who you dealt with the whole time?
Yeah, right.
Do you? How much did you actually pay them? $250?
Yes, I gave them.
Why are you suing for $678? Well,
Okay,
part of it is that you want them to pay for your insurance on the 5 months or 4 months that you decided to keep your car there instead of
No,
picking
it's
it
not
up.
how I decided to do it.
Yeah, it
Your
is, because
Honor.
if somebody keeps
No.
telling you 10 days, at some point, you really ought to stop believing them and take your car.
Yeah, well, maybe.
I think you did. You left it there because this is not the car you drive every day. This is a 20-year-old car that's fun, and that you can
No,
store it
it's
there. in the
18 years
meantime.
old and it's in excellent shape, and you haven't seen the
Is
pictures
that your
either.
daily car?
No.
Right. And so it was just easy to keep it there during the winter, instead of
Yeah,
paying
but-
for parking or whatever else. So that's why you did it. You did it for your convenience. That's not something that's going to make them pay for $363 worth of insurance that you didn't use in the time that you chose to keep your car there because you're free and American and you can pull your car out of there anytime you want. Okay. So there's a $250 deposit paid. I understand that.
Okay.
According to you, he never gave you the window. You
Never gave
met
me
him
the window.
before.
He gave me a car with 3 buckets of water sitting in it. And I had to have the housekeeper that my father uses remove the buckets of water and the mold.
What do you mean buckets of water?
There was like 3 or 4 buckets of water
You
sitting
mean
inside
buckets
the
worth
car.
of water, that there was water inside the car?
Rainwater, yeah. He
Okay,
took
do
the
you have
rear
a picture
window
of
out,
that?
but he never
Do you have
replaced it.
pictures of that?
Of what, the water?
Yeah, what you
No,
just
but I
said.
have a receipt from the housekeeper that
Okay. Let me see the receipt and let me see the pictures of the car.
Okay.
Pictures up there.
Got 'em
You
here?
have the
Okay.
pictures right there.
All right.
And if I can note to you, Your Honor,
Mm-hmm.
if you notice, the top is in excellent shape, except for the window is already replaced in those photographs.
Right.
But these seams and all that stuff that he's talking about, that if he took the rear window out, that the top was going to fly off the car if I was driving it, is all a bunch of baloney.
I never said that.
I had the
Who
job.
said that to you, that the top was going to fly off the car if you drove it?
This fellow, Fat James. And I have the receipt here that I got the car done.
You're crazy, Bill?
Okay,
Yeah,
stop,
and-
stop.
Don't do that.
And the below the belt remarks are not nice either.
Well, what's he going to do? You're suing him. He Googles you and he finds this juicy thing and you don't, I mean,
Yeah, well, it's juicy, but it has nothing to do with this case.
well, I don't know.
I'm trying to get my car fixed. I'm a senior citizen out there trying to get my car fixed like anybody
How old are
else.
you?
59 and a half years.
Okay, you're just a few years older than me. Don't call yourself a senior citizen.
Why not?
Because it's obvious that you're just trying to win and get pity, and that's the kind of thing that doesn't really sway me.
I'm considered a senior citizen. I'm on disability.
Yeah, well, you ain't.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So is it suspicious that this defendant says, oh, I don't keep paperwork for 2 years, no paperwork?
Absolutely.
Why?
Well, he runs a business. He should maintain the paperwork. At least for tax purposes, he would have to keep them, right?
Boom. What do you think?
What she said.
Okay, I have a feeling that's what I'm going to get. You're totally right. Going inside the courtroom.
I gotta tell you, the top looks pretty good. I don't know what you're talking about. The top's falling apart. Take a look at these pictures where the top looks
It
pretty
just
good.
had some mold on it and stuff, and the car itself was all beat
You don't
up.
want to see these, right?
He needed body work done. He was
Needs
going to
body
go.
work.
he
Okay,
got-
you need to put a zipper in your mouth and stop talking. Okay.
He had gotten.
But I'm telling you that I'm looking at pictures
Well, they
of the
always look
top.
good in pictures. You have to look up close. When you see the stitching and you see around the edges where the mold is, and the body was all
Okay, this is
beat
an
up. He was going
affidavit
to a
actually
body
from
shop.
the housekeeper. Blah, blah, blah.
He
I was
collected
asked by
insurance
clean up the
check on
interior.
it, then he didn't get it fixed. The car was a
Window
mess.
removed by mechanic and sat open for several months. Where do you get that it was open for several months?
Well, there was a couple of buckets of water in
I
there.
removed approximately 2 buckets of rainwater from the floor, dried carpet with a hair dryer, removed black mold fungus with chemicals, and applied reconditioner to the entire leather interior. Seats and sides of the doors, he paid me $65. I'm going to order the defendant to pay back the $250 of the window. I'm going to order the defendant to pay back the $65 to clean the car. I'm going to do that for the following reason. I don't know whether you ever had any dealings with him. I am tired of business owners thinking they can do a better job in court than people who actually have factual testimony to give me. I would like to speak to your son, the same son who doesn't bother to write anything about details when he charges somebody $500 and takes a $250 deposit. The devil's in the details in the cases that are in front of me. I need to know what the transaction and the contract was between you guys. Because if the contract is, this is what we're going to do, and this is not what you do, I don't really care whether you get refunds or not. Nowhere on this receipt that your son wrote, and I still can't question your son because you still don't bring your son, nowhere here does it say no refunds. Bottom line is the guy went there to get a job done, and the job couldn't get done. Of course, this lawsuit against you for the insurance is preposterous, but the $250 and the $65 I'm going to order you to pay for a sum total judgment in favor of the plaintiff in the amount of $315. You need to control your temper. All right.
So let's see what the defendant has to say. The plaintiff has collected almost everything he sued you for.
Right, I know. A little ridiculous, but
in our business, we come across things that we can't always see what's going to happen. And we try to make everybody as happy as we can. We couldn't make him happy. He was a very hard man to make happy. Like I said, he was a little crazy, but...
Really? Are you unhappy with the way your son handled the business arrangements with him, not writing down the details on the...
Yes, definitely. We had to be more on top of that. And then that was our problem. That's why we lost, I think. Otherwise...
You gonna have a little conversation with him?
Yes, we'll have a conversation when we get together.
And you say he threatened?
Really, he threatened.
What did he say? What did
he threatened, I have lawyers, I'm going to sue you, you know what I mean? That kind of thing. He was
did.
ranting and raving.
Okay, head right down this way.
Thank you.
You did sue him. Okay, and you won. So how do you feel about the outcome here?
Okay, well, I feel good, but, I don't see why a body shop that's been around supposedly for a long time is trying to keep a good reputation when they're really a bunch of liars and cheats, and why they need my lousy $250, okay, when I'm a senior citizen on Social Security, right?
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Harvey?
Okay, you know what? She is absolutely right. And what you should do, as a matter of course, is keep important paperwork, tax records, for 6 years, because the IRS, under some circumstances, can go back that long. And if you don't have the paperwork, you're going to be in real trouble. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.